Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to more Persona 5. Last time, we stole Kanashiro's heart, and Makoto officially joined our team. Today, we're going to take it easy, but not before we get some more work done in Mementos. Thankfully, we can jump right to Mementos, and we can be on our merry way. So how are you all doing today? I hope everyone's doing just fine on this Saturday evening. Let's see, view requests. Oh, by the way, I bought a new mic stand, so hopefully I sound a little bit better this time.
Listen up.
It's on an online stalker burning with jealousy.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, you will need to check your Mementos requests before you'll be able to do them in Mementos. That's important.
Listen up. What a jerk. You can count me in. Nice. Listen up. Nice. Yep.
Alright, so we have 6 requests labeled in Mementos, and we're gonna take care of all 6 of them today. Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna bust loose.
I believe this is actually the first time that we'll be properly exploring Mementos. I know we went here one time before Madarame's palace, but this will be the first time of our own volition that we'll be coming here. Oh, it looks like a new area's opened up to us. Fancy.
A new area has been confirmed in the depths. Updating guidance information.
How much bigger is this place gonna get?
Yo, Mona, can't you turn into some kind of high-powered radar or something?
What does he look like, Banjo and Kazooie?
We'd know how deep it goes if you could.
What do we need Mumbo Jumbo's help for that?
That's impossible. It would be dangerous to wander blindly. We simply do not have enough information.
Just driving around won't likely do us any good either.
Yeah, but the path keeps going forward. We'll reach the depths eventually, I think.
There you go with that
Again.
think again. Well, Morgana's right. We won't know until we do it. Guess there's no time like the present to get started, though. You can quick travel within Mementos. Open the map with the R1 button, select Mementos Overview, and choose where you want to go. This can only be done in certain locations, such as the Mementos entrance and the train platforms at the end of each area.
Joker.
Obtain 2 go-homes. Very clever game. Using a go-home will allow you to instantly jump back to the entrance, even if you're not in a save room. You can also visit the Velvet Room here. But, I don't think we need to do that right now. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay.
Well then.
Let's start part way in. Can't go very far, but we can skip a few areas at least. Another stylish loading transition. Man, this game just oozes style. I love it so much. Oh, let's see. I should change my party first. Let's see. Who has the least amount of experience? You all do. Okay, cool. Then we'll stick with it. Go down the escalators even further. This is the path of ATLUS. Sure, we'll go with that. Oh, it's a nice, eerie blue. Yeah, that seems like important information we should have known already. If you spend too much time in one area of Mementos, a frightening shadow called the Reaper may appear. The Reaper is extremely powerful. Engaging it in battle is not advised. If you hear the sound of chains, leave the area immediately. Yeah, the Reaper is sort of a running thing in the Persona series, and that the Reaper is ridiculously powerful. You will fight him in Mementos on any floor. If you linger on that floor for more than, I believe it's 2 to 3 minutes. It might vary a little bit more than that, but that's generally about how much time you need to spend on one floor of Mementos before the Reaper will show up. This also does not include time spent in battles. It's just wandering about the overworld. Oh yeah, there's also going to be a lot of banter between the team while you're driving around in Mementos. I might accidentally talk over it because it's completely unplanned when it will happen, so yeah, I'm sorry about that.
This is expressing depth of scenery.
Do you always think about painting?
There's actually a lot of them in the game. It's really kind of surprising how many of these little, just kind of like side chatter that they have. Oh, we got a Kodama mask. That's actually one of the personas that we have not encountered yet, because, well, you can only encounter a Kodama in Mementos. It is strong to ice, but is weak to fire. That's about it.
I can't see ahead with this.
Yeah, right here, we're not going to have very much trouble in these first couple of floors, because we are pretty darn strong. For right now, that will change very quickly. Mementos is also where Ryuji's insta-kill confidant ability really comes in handy, as it'll allow you to just kind of explore the earlier areas without really having to worry about, you know, fighting or anything like that. But remember, you have to ambush your target in order for insta-kill to work. Just doing this won't work.
Alright.
Alright, let's get on with it.
Man, that was easy.
Oh, hello there, rare one. Yeah, sometimes you can also find the rare treasure demons just kind of lurking about. Oh yeah, Regent! Let's see. See if Lucky Punch works. Nope, we need a psychokinetic or nuclear skill, which we have.
Go down.
Booyah! And we didn't kill it, which is good. So now we can get it to join us. Alright. Get rid of Silky.
You've got a new mask, Joker.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. I have not been doing a very good job of keeping up on the Persona Compendium and reading things to you, so allow me to correct that somewhat right now. First, we'll start with Matador. A master sportsman who entertains the audience in exchange for his own life. One mistake can mean death. Some believe that matadors who die while performing remain in this world. Now, Matador is particularly special in the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Those of you who've played Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne will probably have war flashbacks to him, because he is what I like to refer to as a brick wall boss. He's the first major boss you fight in that game, and unless you understand the mechanics of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne very, very well, you're not getting past him. Next up we have Floros, one of the 72 demons of the Goeta. He appears as a leopard and can see the past and future. He can control fire and burns all his adversaries to death. Sounds like a charming fellow, doesn't he? Rakshasa, a Hindu demon. He is an enemy of the gods and attacks humans to feed off of them. His hideous appearance strikes fear into those who see him. Rakshasa shapeshifts to deceive his enemies. So we already talked about Shisa. Did I talk about Orthrus? No, I did not. The two-headed pet dog belonging to the giant Geryon. In Greek myth, he guarded a herd of red oxen, but was killed by Hercules during one of his 12 labors. Lenon Sheed, a beautiful fairy of Irish lore that yearns for the love of a human man. She drains the life of her lovers in return for granting them artistic inspiration. Nigi Mitama, one of the 4 aspects of Shinto thought. It works gently to help maintain a calm mind. It is said to aid in one's relations and sociability, and can lead one in a positive direction. Kodama, Japanese plant spirits born from trees that have lived for 100 years. Cutting down one of these trees is said to cause misfortune. Yeah, that sounds about right. Regent, a bluish-tinged diamond that Napoleon Bonaparte had mounted onto the pommel of his sword. It was named after the French Regent Philippe II, Duke of Orleans, who had purchased it in 1717. So yeah, that's your little bit of history for the day. Don't say that you never learned anything watching me. Let's see, did we get everything done? Yes, we had examined everything, so we want to go to a lower area. Which, to this game's credit, you can do once you've found the platform to go to a lower entrance. Oh, another jab at Ryuji. But yeah, basically Morgana was explaining that there is no security level in Mementos, so you don't have to worry about getting caught or anything like that, which is super nice. It seems like our first target is on this floor, so let's go look for it. Oh, thanks for turning around so that I could ambush you immediately instead of, spotting me like you were about to.
Then
Let's go. Alright, so this is our first target of the evening. Who is it?
oh,
Takanashi. Ah, the bully.
Let's go.
Hello, jerk.
It's not my fault.
Ah, victim blaming. Classy choice.
What was that?
Come at me, bro.
Oh no, he turned into a tiny, adorable snowman. I'm shaking in my boots. Now, I know what you're thinking. Boy, that looks like a regular old Jack Frost, right? Well,
the opponent is
it actually is not.
Don't do anything
The
reckless.
mini-boss version of enemies have different abilities, usually, and different elemental affinities than the regular versions of those shadows. This is what I was getting confused with in Kanashiro's palace. This Jack Frost, Shadow Takanashi, is neutral. He has no strengths or weaknesses to anything.
I missed. Really?
Uh-oh.
Persona.
Oh no, I am afeared. Let's see, I should switch to someone who resists ice. Never mind, I'll just stick to someone who is not weak to ice. But yeah, we're fighting this guy probably many levels higher than what we should, so this fight should not take very long, hopefully. Ow! Ah, that's stomach blow. It's an attack that's unique to demons. And I say demons and not personas because you can actually not learn that skill. Stomach blow deals medium damage to a target and has a chance of inflicting hunger. Hunger will cut all of your stats in half while you are afflicted with it. So, it's really bad. Alright, first one down.
It's a step forward.
Akira leveled up.
Check out this new skill.
Ooh, and Ryuji learned Assault Dive. Your headbutt.
I didn't have a choice.
What?
What, is someone blackmailing you? Why do I act surprised? Everyone blackmails in this universe. Alright. Yes, he is. Obtain a protein. Completed the bark and bite of a bully.
Well then.
Yeah, let's keep going. After every Mementos request you fulfill, you'll be given an option if you want to jump back to the main area, which is nice, but we're not going to be using that for a while. Excuse me, sir, I'm just going to drive right past you.
Spotted us. Joker, let's hit him!
Yeah, unfortunately, enemies are super aggressive. They will not let you go once you get in their sights. Oh, here's actual Kodamas.
But we're the better team.
But I mean, it's not going to be much of a hassle, especially when I Lucky Punch them.
It's almost scary how good I am. Get up! Okay. Persona! The baton pass made you stronger.
Just incinerate the lot of them.
Serves
So
you
gorgeous,
right.
Panther.
Give me the goods. Obtain Devil Fruit. Yay! I'll be sure to treasure it for all eternity.
Yes! Victory! Nice work, team.
Alright, well that's that annoyance taken care of.
Okay.
So yeah, this is kind of the basic thing about Mementos. It's really just a lot of kind of driving around on subway tracks. It's not very interesting by itself. So, why don't I tell you all a little bit about this game in a way to kind of, you know, pass the time, because really we're not going to be doing very much. For those of you who have been paying attention, and I mean really paying attention, like we're talking several months back at this point, someone in chat brought up the fact that the terms persona and shadow are actually real terms in psychology. Well, allow me to explain a bit more about that. The term persona and shadow were coined...
Oh my god, a rare one.
Yes, Dr. Oh, hold on. You know, she's so prestigious in the realm of psychology, as you all know. But no, the terms persona and shadow were coined by Dr. Carl Jung, who's probably one of only two psychologists that most people know, the other being, of course, Sigmund Freud.
Let's go.
Jung's definition of a persona differs a bit from what Freud would have discussed. He never used the term persona. He would have described something similar to it. But basically, Jung stated that a persona is basically a projection of one's self. Basically, you put forth this mask to the world, effectively, based on, you know, environmental factors. For example, most of you out there probably act a bit differently at work than you would at home. Oh, apparently I never got you to join my team, Albarion. Sorry, this game's gonna try to do everything in its power to make sure that I forget what train of thought that I'm on. But, basically the idea is that you project a mask of yourself to the world, and it changes based on environmental factors, so, you know, you probably behave a bit differently at work than you do while you're at home.
Go down.
Ravage them!
Jung also mentioned that people can have multiple personas. Again, people can behave differently based on where they are, and they can switch between them freely. He said that this is mostly basically designed to try and protect the true self from the harshness of the world. The true self is basically, you know, who you are at your most core, fundamental level. And of course, this true self is kind of altered a bit by the environment that you're in. Very stupid. Do I go to school and get stupid grades? My grades are all right. People don't do that anymore. Some things are timeless.
Whoa, calm down.
Well, this isn't going very well. When I eat curry, what do I like to add? I like to add Worcestershire sauce. Oh, cool, that works. Alright, there's Obarion. Anyway. Yeah, they're basically designed to protect the true self from the harshness of the world. The critical thing that Young mentioned is that it's important that the person is able to differentiate between the true self and this persona. Otherwise, that person might become the persona they project. In other words, they might try to become this false version of themselves. Like, oh, say, a gym teacher who's clinging desperately to his glory. Or maybe a famous artist who's attempting to keep up the appearance of being a famous artist. For example, I'm just saying. The other critical aspect is the concept of the shadow. The shadow is basically the darkness of a person. The repressed thoughts, the regrets, those kinds of things that just fester in your soul. Young also mentioned that basically if these shadows are not properly dealt with, if people are unable to come to terms with their darkness, basically their darkness will consume them. It will eat them whole until eventually the shadow becomes them. They become so obsessed with this shadow of their shame, of their regrets, that they become an entirely different person. Now, to be fair, that was majorly condensed, but I don't want this to turn into a 2-hour, Psychology 101 course, so that was a very, very condensed version.
Who's next?
But yeah, that kind of reflects, again, literally with what we're doing in Persona 5. After all, we wear masks. Joker is capable of literally switching masks to use multiple personas.
Alright.
And of course, the shadows that we face, Shadow Madarame, Shadow Kaneshiro, again, they're all twisted versions of their original selves, of the regrets, the shames, their desires. And trust me, there's a lot more to how this game reflects Jungian psychology than, I would care to talk about. But again, this is to avoid it turning into a 2-hour dissertation. Not that I couldn't do that, but, I'm far from an authority on the figure. I mean, really, the only merits I have to any psychology is that I took a marketing class once, and I read Wikipedia. That's about it. Still, that's better than most people on the internet, I would wager.
Rectangle. Yokan. I want Yokan. A sweet potato Yokan.
What the hell's going on with that train of thought? That's the mind of an artist, huh?
Sorry, I just wanted that to carry on, because I never actually heard that one before. Well, they sure look like people.
No.
You were saying, Ryuji?
Oh,
Come on, man.
Probably further down, if I would guess.
Hey,
is this
little waiting room.
Hey.
You will occasionally find waiting rooms in Mementos. Just like safe rooms, you can quick travel and save your game from there. So yeah, these are our save points in the depths of Mementos. Pretty darn handy. So we're going to make use of one and save, then we're going to push onwards.